Hi, Vijay Mistry here, CEO and founder of Rent a Director, author of multiple corporate training programs which have a Green Light status award from the UK Trade and Investment. And our purpose is to see leaders, entrepreneurs, directors, executives, and managers achieve standards of excellence in everything they do and scale up their businesses with ease. Now, my dear friends, we are in the year 2021. And if you are a family business, if you're a private company, or if you're an entrepreneur or an executive aspiring to open a company, then I have a program for you which is an end-to-end 5 building block program called Business Excellence Blueprint. Now, this program is designed to take you to the next level altogether. It is going to help you to sustain your business as well. Let me just share what this program is all about and why it is so powerful. So this is about scaling up your business exponentially. It's no longer about business growth. It's more to do with business scalability. And business scalability comes in when you have this non-linear growth mindset altogether. So let's go straight into this particular training. But before that, why would you even want to listen to us in the first place? So that's me and my business partner Soin Shah, who's based in Nairobi, Kenya. So we've got two companies, one here in London, United Kingdom, and one in Kenya. And between the two of us, we've done a lot. We've got over 4 decades of experience, and we've helped organizations grow up to 20-fold. And both our background is finance, but now we are helping businesses to scale up. In the year 2020, we coached and consulted over 100 CEOs and executives, and we know the common pattern. We know exactly what works and what doesn't work, and we have helped businesses grow up to 20-fold. I'm not going to go through each and every aspect of this. You'll see why this program is completely different. And by the way, it has a Green Light status award from the UK Trade and Investment. So it already has credence. Now, I want to start by first talking about some challenges that businesses have. Again, just to reiterate, family businesses, any size, it doesn't matter which sector you are in, family business, private companies, entrepreneurs, or executives aspiring to open their own companies. This is specifically for you. And I want to share some challenges and see if any of these reflect. Now, one of the key problems we have realized is that many business owners have this operational mindset. They're so much in the grind itself. They're so much into that short-termism. Now, I'm not saying that you don't pay attention to the operational aspect, but there's another level you need to look into. And that is the linkage which I'll be talking about in the program. And that will open up a complete new level of capability and a complete new different impact driver for the growth of your business. So being operational on its own has a detrimental effect when it comes to the growth of your organization. Another key problem, and this is such a big one, is lack of the right return of your time. In other words, at the executive level, again, doesn't matter what size of your company is, but if you've got executives, if you've got managers, if you've got heads of departments, if you've got directors, here's what one of the biggest problem is the use of your time. If there's one thing you can take home is to relook into your time, how you spend your time. So this is so powerful, yet I see many business owners, executives really falter when it comes to using their time effectively. So it's very important. And imagine how much you are paying. Imagine what you're paying and the value you are getting from the whole executive team. So I want you to open up and unlock a different level of capability altogether and see the effectiveness here. Orange and apple. Now, this is an example I normally give in my seminars and conferences as well, that if I ask for an apple and you give me an orange, What does that mean? That means that you have not met my expectation. Lack of accountability, not meeting expectation is one of the biggest frustrations. You could tell your head of sales, and these are true stories, head of sales, that these are the milestones we need to achieve, and when the quarter finishes, or when the term period finishes, and when the feedback is given, they are well below the expected or desired outcome. And what happens? That is where the frustration comes in, because there's a whole line of excuses or a whole line of discussions, and there's this struggle going on, and many go back into their comfort zone. You have to be very careful when it comes to this communication. So you need to bridge that communication and have that power when it comes to the communication level. Negative mindset. I was talking to a CEO sometime late last year, which was 2020, and one of the key elements he was telling me is that, Vijay, we've lost business, we've lost customers, our supply chain has got a problem, and it was all the negative aspects he was talking about. And I was trying to open his mind, and I was asking him that, what could you do? But he went back into that negative mindset. That's like a virus, because if you have that negative mindset, what's going to happen? Because wherever you put your focus, that is where the energy will flow, and where the energy flows is the sort of results that you're going to get. So if you're going to go into that negative mindset itself, it can be very, very dangerous and have a negative impact to the growth of your organization. So always be proactive, always have that positive mindset, and 5% on the problem or 10% on the problem, 90% on the solution. Look into what other verticals you can go into, or pivot your business, whatever it is, but look for the right proactive solutions. Next, disconnect. And this is a big one. In a manufacturing organization, the CEO, who's one of the owners and holds majority of the shares in this family business, he is completely disconnected, and his disconnects come because of his use of time. He just doesn't know how to use his time appropriately. And when I was coaching the heads of departments, they felt a complete disconnect. They're saying we are not having that connectivity, the true entanglement, as I put it. It has to be entangled, but in the right manner itself. And that entanglement was completely missing. So you have to be very, very careful. And when I coached that CEO, he confessed and he admitted, he's saying, Vijay, this is something I don't even enjoy doing. So he was a CEO in a company where he didn't enjoy, but it had gone to the second generation. He had taken over a business. But this is such a dangerous thing again, because it can really lead to the erosion of the value of the whole brand and the capital itself. So you have to be very careful when it comes to the connectivity itself. These are some challenges. They are like 50 or 60 or 70 other challenges I can come up with. But right now I just want to share and handpicked some of the key ones which I have come. And I wonder if you can reflect to any of these. Now, here's an opportunity I want to give you, and an opportunity aiming for you to have stronger earnings, cash flows, and profits. So that is the first key step, is to see how you can have stronger earnings, cash flows, and profits. And I'll show you exactly what this program can really do and how it can really help. The second bit, which is so important when it comes to return on executive time, do this calculation. Find out what your total payroll is at the top and divide it by the numbers of hours that you normally work, and figure out exactly what is it that you need to do to add more value. So with this particular program, it's going to sharpen the intelligence. I believe in progress and intelligence, and sharpening and evolving the capability. So imagine having a powerful top team itself. And with this program, just a few points can really add a lot of traction to your business. Scalable business. Like I said, I'm not talking about business growth, but scalability. Opening you, or rather a wake-up call on what is happening, the global pace at which things are going about. Now, in one particular instant, I was serving in this one particular company, which was based in a reserve area in a developing country, and they said that the e-commerce world has not really kicked in that well. But here's my point: 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now, you need to be future ready. And I was telling him that if I were you, I would make sure that I have this asset in place from now, ready for the future to grab the market share. And this is one thing, sadly, many miss out. So this program is going to open up to a new level of capability altogether. Accountability, having clarity, and having that right communication, again extremely powerful, yet missing in organizations. And this is what this program will help you do. Exit strategy. Now, let me ask you a question. Your leadership pipeline, I spoke about the powerful top team. Your leadership pipeline is where the leverage is. But do you really have your exit strategy in place? Do you have the next generation ready as well? And do you also have a place where you can have the governance aspect in play, so that you can attract more investors, your company value increases? This is something many miss out on. So this is what this particular program will do, building on the relevant skills which are relevant today in 2021. What is relevant and what you really need to do, how you really need to spend your time. So we're talking about a skill set which is going to help you to take you and your business to the next level. Culture. How is your culture? And you have to be very, very brutal about this. One thing that my business partner and I do is we confront reality. And recently, in one particular business where we were doing business transformation, we got a different package for that. And in that one, that's a retainer service. But here's the thing: we did a video for the owners, and we were completely brutally upfront about the company and their behavior to the staff as well. And this is something that has to be really looked at with a different lens altogether. So this program will help you to have the right aligned culture. Now, the program is Business Excellence Blueprint program. It is a 5-module program. So over 5 weeks, you're going to get each one module so that you can grasp and get all the elements and value triggers that you need to work with. This is an online 24/7, so you can access it anytime of the day or evening. And we got another set where there are over 150 power questions. Each module will have a set of power questions which are so important, and these can be used even 10 years from now, because this is where your intelligence is going to be elevated and heightened, because you are going to build into the new level of perspective and thinking. So these are well designed questions which are going to help you in the growth of your business. And this is what has helped the businesses we have helped in growing them up to 20-fold. Workbook, you're going to get a workbook as well, which is over 12,000 words. So you get the whole workbook of this particular program, and it has templates and frameworks as well. So there are some frameworks, especially on the time, priority, scheduling, what you really need to do, what you don't need to do. Everything is there. In total, there are 35 videos, bite-sized videos, but they are well designed so that you can digest the best of the best. You get lifetime access once you take up this particular program. And our aim is for you to have your top team and you to have that business mastery, if you see where I'm coming from. Taking each and every building block and having that sense of mastery. Just imagine just making 2 or 3 decisions or 2 or 3 choices which can really change the business front itself. So this is what this powerful package does. Like I mentioned, this program has a green light status award from UK Trade and Investment, so it already has credence. By the way, we have over 200 testimonials. We've done workshops all over different parts of the world as well. So it has a green light status award. Now, let me share with you what this program is all about so you get a feel of what these building blocks are. The first one, connecting 50,000 feet with ease. And in this particular first week, you'll get how to leverage your time effectively. If there's one thing you can take home is to leverage your time effectively. How to link long-term, mid and short-term with ease. So how can you cascade and have that granularity in place as well? So you'll be getting that complete frame itself. How to build a business roadmap with clarity. So you get a complete picture as to how you can navigate through difficult times or through good times, whatever it is. The uncertainty is going to remain. It was there even before the pandemic. So you and I know that we will always live in uncertain times. How to leverage and the winner's mindset. So changing that mindset, looking into what really unlocks a different level of potential altogether, and being proactive. How to grow using simple strategies. You see, it's not about any difficult implementation. It's just like a golf game where you just have to change the game by only 1 degree or zero point 0.5 of a degree, and that game will completely change. Similarly, these are simple strategies which you can really apply. And finally, deep diving into a practical experience, a real life experience which you will get on this particular program, where you will see for yourself how it can really make an impact to your business. We then go into week number 2, and this one is maximizing performance activators. Now we are talking about your productivity, your company's productivity itself. And in this one, we are going to start by how to identify core performance activators. What are the core performance activators? How one struggling company transition to success. So you get a success story, but you'll get all the anecdotes and the value nuggets as to how this really happened. So you can pick up a couple of points and apply for your business. Watch out points for your business. What are the red flags? What do you really need to look out for? Because these will help you to look at it with a different perspective altogether. How to maximize performance and efficiency. This is so powerful, and it's all about performance and productivity, as you know. And if you can even increase 1% efficiency or 2% efficiency on a daily basis, imagine what it would do over 365 days or over a year. So you can imagine the impact it can really have. How to eliminate inefficiencies. What do you really need to do? And what are the steps you need to take to eliminate inefficiencies? How to overcome struggles and shift to success growth driven company. So again, you're going to get the complete turnaround for your particular business. Now we go into week 3, and this is where the rubber meets the road, as I put it. And this is sales and marketing mastery. My dear friends, at certain points my head drops when I see the marketing budget which people use, and it's a waste of money in many instances that I've come through. How to increase sales and have strong company positioning. So if you have your salespeople, if they go through this particular module and brainstorm and mindstorm and come up with 10 points just out of this particular program, your sales, in my opinion, must increase. I'm even not saying should, it must increase. So this is the power behind this particular program. How to sell effectively. What are the steps to sell effectively? And how can you negotiate better? How to convert more customers and clients. How to maximize return on your marketing budget. Like I mentioned, marketing is such a big aspect. What can you really do to improve your marketing budget? Sales drivers. What works now in 2021? What are those sales drivers which works now? checklist again of what you need to do and what you don't need to do when it comes to sales and marketing. And finally, I'll give you my personal experience where huge amount of sales which we made, and there were only 2 or 3 tweaks we did which changed the game completely. So I'll share with you the car sales experience, growth potential. So this is exponential growth. So this is the third week, which is so powerful. But in the third week, I go a step further, and what we are going to do is we'll then cover the online sales part, because the other one was the offline sales. We then go into online sales and how to sell online effectively, what you really need to do, the 2 platform strategy, maximize online sales, and I'll share you exactly what will happen and how to go about with it, what works currently and what you must do. It's so important that you get a feel on this online sales as well. So imagine if you have best of both worlds, offline and online itself. In week 4, financial mastery. My background is finance. I'm an MBA in finance. I'm a member of 3 professional bodies, 2 of them accounting and 1 is chartered management accounting. So when it comes to finance, finance is the lifeblood of all organizations. It's no longer chief finance officer, as you may be seeing, that the new reality is having a chief value officer. No longer CFO, it's CVO, chief value officer. But here's what I want to do. I want to give you financial mastery with a difference, so that if you go through this, your top team will have a complete grasp on the financials, and you'll see a different perspective altogether. So how to read your financial and management reports with ease, so that you don't waste time. You can pick up the nuggets straight away by going through this particular program. How to pick direct and indirect financial signals effectively. One of the edge which my business partner and I have is the ability to pick up signals. What are the catalysts? What are the turning points? What do you really need to watch out for? So we look into all that. Risk levels and watch out triggers, just what I mentioned. So risk levels and what you really need to watch out for. Profit and loss, cash flow and balance sheet, deep diving into it. We then deep dive into the whole set. And by the way, there'll be a couple of downloads as well, which you'll get, which you can download and go through while the training is being given. So you could have it on the screen at the same time a printout of this. The biggest mistakes executives make and what you must avoid, and these are from practical examples that I'm going to share and walking through a financial experience, so you get a practical experience of what really happened in a certain scenario. So financial mastery, and the aim here is for you to have the financial know-how with a different perspective altogether. Now moving into week 5, leadership. As you know and I know that 2 or 3 aspects are very important, and as Peter Drucker said, that businesses are of 2 elements, which is marketing and innovation. I would add a third layer, which is leadership, because if you're looking into scalability, you need to have that leadership element altogether. So in week 5 we go into leadership, the critical turning point, how to transform your business for good. And in fact, I'll share with you strategies on what you really need to do to increase your daily level of energy as well. And this is research been done. So you'll see what you really need to do. How to handle difficult scenarios with ease, building your resilience at a certain point and having that mental muscle to deal with reality at certain times. How to have a highly motivated team. So important, so powerful. We're talking about the culture. The mindset needed for a winning model. What is that mindset you need for having that winning model? Key leadership value triggers. What are the key leadership value triggers for your business? Now, if you have this leadership excellence in place as well, this is next level leadership altogether. And if you have this in place with the other 4 building blocks, you will have an end-to-end strategy in front of you, you'll have the whole concept of what you really need to do. But there's also some bonus I want to give you with this particular program, which is that after week 5 or within week 5, you'll get some bonuses, which is the power of digitization. So there's one particular section just specifically on digitization, and I'll also share 5 powerful life-changing stories leading to self-mastery. Because at the end of the day, it's no use just having that business element, but you need to even have that self-mastery. You need to enjoy the process. You need to have the right energy level. So I'll share with you 5 stories which will move you. I believe these are the movers, and if you and your team watch this, it's really powerful. So you'll get that as well. Like I mentioned, you'll get over 180 power-driven incisive questions, workbook, over 10 tools and frameworks. You'll get quite a few frameworks and some tools as well. Now, the investment, your investment is just a one-off of $1,497. And like I mentioned, that you get lifetime access, and you can use this program over and over, and repetition leads to mastery. So imagine whatever you're paying your executives, $1,497 is a complete drop in the ocean because of the value we are adding. And what I'm going to do is that I'm giving you 100% guarantee, because I'm very confident about my programs. And one thing is for sure, that this program is going to add a minimum of 10x value, 10 times the value of the investment minimum. But I believe it would be 50 to 100 fold. That is what the whole idea here is. But for any reason you don't see a 10x value in the first and second module, you'll get it in like first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week. In 2 weeks time, if you don't see that value, just let us know, and you'll get your full 100% money back. And that's our guarantee. No one's taken up on this guarantee because the program is so powerful, and we are adding a lot of value. So I urge you to take advantage of this particular program. Click the button below this particular video to get immediate access to this particular program, and it's your decision. And whatever you decide, I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you very much. Bye for now.